Feel like I need to put something out there for the peoples, man, just to marinate on right quick, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? To go along with the things that make you look weak. You know what I'm saying? The things that make you look weak, man. You know what I'm saying? And I just want niggas to be mindful of all the little things that make them look weak to bitches and to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So let's dive in. Let's do some stuff. Right? Let me say one. All right. Let's see. I got 7 things. 7 things. If you don't do these things, they make you look weak. These things make you look weak. If you engage in these things, you look weak, man, to bitches, man. I just say this, man. Number one. This makes you look weak to a bitch. And it seems obvious, but it's not obvious. And number one is you got to be able to say real shit to bitches. You got to be able to say real shit to bitches. You can't hesitate saying real shit to bitches. And when I say real shit to bitches, is a bitch will say some stupid shit to you. And a normal motherfucker that haven't been enlightened and purified by the game, a normal motherfucker that haven't been enlightened and purified with the game will hesitate when he hears some bullshit from a bitch. A bitch will say some slick, clever shit, and you know it was some bullshit, and you fail to say real shit right there in that moment, right when a bitch say it. Like, you know what I mean? You know, it's as soon as we start interacting with bitches, you might as well start looking for, you know, little fluctuations of disrespect. Most bitches, you know what I'm saying? Especially African American bitches. And I don't give a fuck what you bitches say. I don't give a fuck. Especially African American bitches, you getting tested, man. You feel me? So when a bitch say some little bullshit to you, you got to be able to say some real shit back. And especially if you know, hey man, you can't just be like affable with a bitch. You with a bitch, and you know, yeah, we trying to have a good time, we hanging out, and I want it to be a nice time. I want us to have a nice time. I want it to be a beautiful time. But then a bitch say some bullshit. I gotta check that. If I don't check that, if I let that shit go, then that bitch gonna be like, that nigga just okay. He happy I'm here ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? He hoping I don't get mad because he want to fuck at the end of the night ass nigga. So, you know what I'm saying? But when a bitch say some weird shit, I'm checking it now. And I don't give a fuck, man. I'm saying real shit to bitches at all times. But my goal is to have a great time. My goal is to have a great time. But I'm saying real shit to bitches. You know what I'm talking about? I'm saying real shit to bitches. You know what I'm saying? Your inability to say real shit to bitches makes you look weak. Number 2. Y'all niggas be tiptoeing around bitches. I don't wanna make her mad. I might not get the fuck tonight. Inability to say real shit to bitches. Number 2. This seems simple, but it's not. Is niggas be having a bitch will choose, right? A bitch will choose. You could come around a bitch and your clothes, how you look, your level of health, your cologne, your fragrance. The bitch just chose. Bitch pussy wet, bitch just choose right then. Boom. Bitch, you just come right there and a bitch choose. You might even say something. You might not even notice the bitch. You don't even notice the bitch. You don't even notice the bitch. And you say something, you know, you in all the way masculine frame, unbeknownst to the bitch. You don't even know the bitch is there. You just in mode, and the bitch just like, woo, giving that nigga some pussy, right? She done already made that decision, right? But then when you talk to a bitch, right? You so excited that a bitch like you talking to you, you get to trying hard and acting like a sucker. When you already had the bitch, The bitch had already decided that you could have some pussy. She was gonna suck dick. She was gonna do everything. She was just whatever. She was with whatever, nigga. She was with taking orders. If you'd have said, bitch, if you would have said, bitch, jump on one leg and jump on the hood of your car and then land on your ass, a bitch would have tried it. You feel me? But then once you notice that a bitch like you, you get to trying super hard, acting thirsty. She just go, wow, this nigga a sucker. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I ain't got to do nothing that I thought I had to do. This nigga trying too motherfucking hard. Too happy. Because a bitch like you type shit. Or your bitch showing some interest. A nigga just, ooh! Text a bitch good morning every morning type ass nigga. Bitch be like, look at this nigga, to her homegirls. Look at this nigga texting me every good morning, paragraphs and shit every morning. This nigga weird. Look at this nigga. Things that make you look weak to a bitch. Things that make you look weak. Number three. The inability to throw a bitch off. Niggas just get predictable to a bitch. And a bitch already know everything you finna do. She know all your little moves. She know all the food she know the extent of your menu of food in your mind. She know what you think is good food. She know all the stuff you like to do. She know your whole everything. She just figured it out. See, when you can't throw a bitch off, when you can't be unpredictable to a bitch, now you lost all mystery. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be able to throw a bitch off. You gotta be unpredictable to bitches. Your inability to do that makes you look weak to a bitch. Cause a bitch know exactly what you're doing. A bitch call you right now and say what you doing, but she already know what you doing. Oh, I'm sitting up here playing PlayStation, smoking, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You never say words to a bitch that stun a bitch. You never say words to a bitch that stun a bitch or throw a bitch off or make a bitch be like, I never heard that word before. You predictable. You don't know no new shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't make up, you predictable. You got to be able to throw your bitch off. You got to be unpredictable. And if that's number three, number four, you got to be mindful as a man out here. I believe a lot of niggas slip up on this right here. As a man, for real. I feel like you always got to give off a vibe of authority, and authority, danger, insecurity. You know what I'm saying? You can't give off an aura of niggas can play with you. And niggas, and that's a skill. Darian Miller, I appreciate that $5. Yeah, man. I feel like niggas, you can't never listen. I feel like once you enter manhood, right? You gotta when you outside at all times, even at the crib, at all times, you gotta project authority, danger, and security, man. You can't be projecting that motherfuckers can play with you any type of way. You want motherfuckers second guessing because a bitch thinks she can play with you like that. You feel me? Because you projecting bullshit. You feel me? You need to be the opposite of a bitch. You need to be in full masculinity, highest levels of masculinity mode at 24/7, 365 all the motherfucking time. You feel me? I know that sounds weird and shit, but that's just the motherfucking facts, man. And that's the facts, Jack. You hear me? You need to project that, bro. All right, let me see. Number 5. I feel like it makes you look weak when you don't project masculine sexual energy to bitches at all times. At all times. At all times. At all times. Now, how do you do that? How do you do that? Maximum sex appeal. I feel like niggas begin to waste masculine energy by busting too many nuts. I feel like if you excessive masturbation, jack off, watch porn all the time, all that type of shit, you is depleting your masculine energy like a motherfucker. I feel like no matter what, I feel like if you only use nuts when needed, like when you really in some pussy and you gotta do a demo in some pussy, you know what I'm saying? And even then, there are listen, man, it's times when I know for sure a bitch don't give a fuck if you bust a nut or not. As long as she busts a nut, she good. Selfish bitch. But that's all right, though. As long as she busts a nut. Because the nuts cost niggas more. When niggas bust nuts, it costs niggas more. It costs niggas more. You know what I'm saying? So, it's cool. It's all right for me to save a nut. It's all right for me to be fucking. It's all right for me to be fucking and a bitch bust a nut and then, you know, she boo, I'm boo. I don't have to bust a nut. I saved the nut. Semen retention, I feel like, is key to building up the masculine energy. You got to make sure your energy stay up, man. That's part of your shit. Along with this other thing too. So if that's number 5, this number 6. Right here. This make you look weak if you can't do this. You gotta stay crispy, man. You gotta stay crispy. If you can't stay crispy, it make you look weak, man. It make you look weak. It make you look weak. It make you look weak. And you know what? And I know it's some ridiculous shit. I'm going to say some shit, man, that niggas going to be offended by right now. I'm going to say some shit. I'm going to say some shit that's expensive and ridiculous. But niggas don't even think about this. I'm going to say this, though, right here. You know how niggas be rocking designer. Niggas be having like Gucci shoes, Balenciaga shoes, you know what I'm saying, Prada shoes, Alexander McQueen shoes, all them type of shoes like that. Them is bull, right? Them is bull. I feel like it's bull to have one or two pair of those, right? But what's more important is that you have a lot of crispy shit on deck. You know what I'm saying? It's better to have low level crispy shit on deck, like regular Nikes, Adidas, that's crispy and new, versus having designer, this, you know what I'm saying, that might have been seen a few times. You might have been seen in a few times. It's best to have low level crispy shit, Adidas, Nikes. You know, when I say low level, I don't want it to be twisted. Like Nike and Adidas is cheap, but I mean in when you put it up against Balenciagas and Gucci shit, I mean, you know what I'm saying? You know, niggas is doing $800 for the shoes and shit. I say do $100. You feel me? Build up a nice rotation, matching up some shit. Stay crispy, man. That's all I'm saying. Stay crispy out there. You feel me? And if that was number 6, then number 7, let me see what number 7. I should know it by heart, but I gotta see this shit. See the list. See the list. Oh no, that was number 5. Number 6. All right. Number 6. I feel like a nigga need to manufacture some excitement about him, man. You know, man. If you can't manufacture some excitement about you, that make you look weak if you can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you blend in and you become like invisible. You got to kind of like, if you really out there hunting bitches, man, you got to really kind of separate yourself and become like a topic of conversation in whatever space you in, man. You know what I'm saying? You gotta separate and stand out. You know what I'm saying? You gotta create some excitement about you. You gotta have a vision. You gotta have something going. I like to liken it like this. I remember back in the days when the BossMack topsoil was coming up, man. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was having money. I remember we started having, niggas was scamming. This was like late 90s, 98, 99. Nigga was scamming heavy, getting some nice paper scamming, right? So niggas is out and about, you know what I'm saying? We going to the Century Club. We going to all the popping spots. We there with all the people. You know, I got all the same shit everybody else got. We got the same vehicle, same clothes, same everything. You know, we feeling, you know what I'm saying? We feeling like we them niggas out there. But you know, in them places like the Century Club, you know, even though a nigga had a bag and all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Nigga was flashy, diamonds and shit like that. I still noticed that it was like a glass ceiling. It was like a glass ceiling above me, right? It was like a glass ceiling, you know. And I realized that. And what I mean by that is, I mean that it was only so much I could do in them environments because I was a nobody though. Like I didn't have no, I was in a way like I was a nobody. Even though I had the clothes and jewelry and I looked like, you know, something, you know, I still like, who are you? What are you doing? What do you got going? What are you, you know what I'm saying? It was and then I realized the glass ceiling was the words that people spoke about me, how other people spoke about me, how was I somebody out here? Did I have something? Did I have motion somewhere doing something? Was I You know what I mean? There's a levels. It's like, so I'm looking up in the Century Club. Really, even though this is like me looking up in a spiritual way at the glass ceiling above my head that I could not penetrate because I was a nobody. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a somebody to get on the other side of that. You know what I'm saying? And niggas got to figure out how to manufacture some of that. I have seen bitches out here choose niggas over, like, okay, say this nigga over here is a baller. I've seen this. I've seen it. I've seen this nigga over here is a hood celebrity baller. He's the known baller. But then I seen the other nigga over here that had the plan going, he had some shit going. You know, maybe they was shooting a movie, or maybe they was about to do this big business, this about to open up this store, about to open up this restaurant. You know, they doing the construction. A bitch see a nigga doing some active shit, you know, a concrete vision. And a bitch get excited, bro. A bitch get excited, bro. A bitch get excited. I've seen it. I seen it with my own eye.